But there's one topic that a lot of guys hesitate to talk about, one they secretly Google late at night, feeling a mix of shame and worry. It's about porn. They often wonder, is this what's messing with my performance in the bedroom? I've had men come into my office, their confidence shattered, convinced their best days are behind them, all because of what they've seen online and how it's affecting them. But what if I told you that what you think is the issue isn't the real issue at all? Understanding how porn really impacts you, especially after 50, might just be the key to unlocking the best intimacy of your life. Stick with me, because today we're pulling back the curtain, and it's not what you expect. Hi everyone, I'm Mira. My mission is to help men just like you live their healthiest, most confident lives at every age. Today we're tackling a big one, the surprising ways porn really affects you. This isn't about shame or judgment. This is about science, understanding your own body, and getting back in the driver's seat of your own desire. So, grab a coffee, get comfortable, and let's have a real, honest conversation. First, let's talk about what happens in your brain. When you watch porn, your brain gets a massive hit of dopamine. That's the feel-good chemical, the same one that's released when you eat a delicious meal or achieve a big goal. It's your brain's reward system saying, hey, this is good, do it again, do it. Now, in our younger years, our brains are pretty resilient. But as we get older, especially for men over 50, our systems can become a bit more sensitive. The constant, supercharged dopamine rush from internet porn, which is designed to be more novel and extreme than anything in real life, can start to rewire your expectations. Think of it like this. Imagine for years you only ate incredibly spicy, intensely flavored food. Every single meal is a 10 out of 10 on the spice scale. Then one day, someone serves you a beautifully cooked, subtly seasoned piece of fish. Your taste buds, accustomed to the explosion of flavor, might barely register it. It might taste bland. It's not that the fish is bad. It's that your palate has been desensitized. Does that make sense? This is what can happen to your brain's reward pathways. Real-life intimacy, with its nuances, its emotional connection, its normal, beautiful, human pacing, can start to feel, well, a little bland compared to the instant high-definition fantasy online. This is where I see a lot of men get stuck. They come to me worried about erectile dysfunction, or ED. They think their body is failing them. They'll say, "Doc, the plumbing isn't working." And while there can be physical reasons for ED, like cardiovascular issues or diabetes, which is why you should always see a doctor, I often find there's a huge psychological component, what we call spectatoring. Instead of being present in the moment with their partner, their mind is somewhere else. They're watching themselves, judging their performance, comparing it to the highlight reels they've seen online. Can you imagine trying to enjoy a beautiful sunset while a critic is standing next to you pointing out every flaw? It's impossible. This is one of the most surprising ways porn really affects you as you get older. It can turn you from a participant in your own life into a spectator. You're not connecting with your partner. You're observing yourself, waiting for a physical reaction that's supposed to happen on cue, just like it does in the videos. But real intimacy doesn't work that way. It's a dance, not a performance. It requires presence, connection, and vulnerability. Let me ask you, and be honest with yourself, have you ever felt that pressure to perform? That anxiety that you're not living up to some impossible standard? If you have, just type a 1 in the comments. If you've never felt that, type a 0. There's no judgment here, just a community of men figuring this out together. Now, here's the big misunderstanding. Many men think the solution is to find more extreme, more novel content to get them going again. They dig deeper, trying to chase that original dopamine high. But that's like trying to put out a fire with gasoline. It only makes the desensitization worse. The real issue isn't a lack of stimulation. It's an overabundance of the wrong kind. Your brain is craving novelty, but what your heart and body are truly craving is connection. So, what's the path forward? It's not about declaring porn evil and swearing it off forever in a fit of shame. That approach rarely works. It's about a reboot. It's about consciously recalibrating your brain and your expectations. I often recommend a period of abstinence from porn, say 30 to 90 days. The goal isn't punishment. The goal is to give your brain's dopamine receptors a chance to reset, to heal. It's like letting your palate recover from all that spicy food so you can taste the delicious fish again. During this reboot, something amazing happens. You start to rediscover other sources of pleasure and connection. Instead of spending that time online, you reinvest it. Maybe you take your partner on a date, one where you leave your phones in the car. Maybe you focus on non-sexual touch, holding hands, massage, just being physically close without any agenda. You start rebuilding the emotional intimacy that is the true engine of lasting desire. I had a patient, let's call him John. He was 62, recently retired, and came to me in despair. He loved his wife deeply but felt completely disconnected from her physically. He confessed he'd been using porn daily for years, and now nothing seemed to work in the real world. He felt broken. We talked about this exact concept, the brain reboot. He was skeptical, but he was also desperate, so he agreed to try it for 60 days. The first couple of weeks were tough. He felt bored, antsy, but he stuck with it. He started taking walks with his wife after dinner. They started talking again, really talking, not just about bills and grandkids. He told me that one evening she laughed at one of his old, silly jokes, and he felt a spark he hadn't felt in a decade. It wasn't a huge lightning bolt, just a little flicker. But it was real. By the end of the 60 days, he came back to my office a different man. His confidence was back, not because he was a performer again, but because he was a partner again. He had resensitized himself to the beauty of his real life and his real relationship. This is the truly surprising way porn affects you. It tricks you into thinking the problem is physical, when it's so often about your focus. Are you still with me? If this is making sense, type yes in the comments. I want to know we're on the same page. So, the secret isn't a magic pill. It's about intentionally shifting your focus from fantasy to reality, from performance to presence, from chasing a synthetic high to cultivating genuine connection. Your body, especially after 50, is wired for this. It responds to trust, to safety, to emotional intimacy. That's the fuel it truly needs. Porn often bypasses all of this, offering a shortcut that ultimately leads to a dead end. I want you to picture this. Imagine a future where you feel confident and connected, not just in the bedroom, but in your entire relationship, where intimacy is a source of joy and closeness, not anxiety and pressure, where you feel fully present, fully alive, and deeply in tune with your partner. This isn't a fantasy. This is entirely possible. It begins with understanding how your magnificent brain works and giving it what it truly needs to thrive. It's about reclaiming your desire from the algorithms and grounding it in your real, beautiful life. The journey starts with awareness. It starts with this conversation. It's about knowing that you're not broken and you're not alone. The power to change this is entirely within you. Thank you so much for spending this time with me today and for being open to this important conversation. If this resonated with you, if it gave you a new perspective on how porn really affects you, please hit that subscribe button. I'll be sharing more insights and practical tips every day to help you live your most vibrant and confident life. See you in the next video.